Hello everyone, my name is Hugh. Welcome to my fly tying room. This is my first fly tying tutorial. I'm just getting going, and the first fly, as you can see, I'm going to tie for you, which is one of the most popular flies ever tied, as we know, is the woolly bugger, beadhead woolly bugger. You don't have to tie them with beads, but these days they all seem to have beads on them, so what I'll do is get this guy out of the vise and a fresh hook in, and we'll start. Okay, we have a size 6 9672 long shank with a gold bead on it to start. Just get this over there we go. Okay, first thing, we're going to add some lead wire for weight. Usually 10 to 12 wraps. Just wrap it in the middle of your shank at first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go 12. And just wiggle that until it snaps off. Just situate our lead here on the shank. And once you get that down, the ends pushed down, just push it right up into your bead like so. And there we go. Okay, next step, I'm using UTC 140 denier, or 70 denier, excuse me, black. We'll get that started on the shank here. As soon as I get it threaded through the bobbin, somehow it came out on me. Okay, just bear with me here. Oh, jeepers. Okay. Now we're going to start our thread right behind the lead first. Make 4 to 5 wraps, just build up a little dam right behind the lead. Snap off our tag. Now I want to wrap back up over the lead towards the bead. We're going to make crisscross wraps to secure that lead in place. Do quite a few here to make sure it's in place good and snug. Okay. Now we're going to work back towards the bend of the hook. And I usually go just about just in front of the barb right there. Okay. Next, we want our marabou for the tail. And I usually tie mine, general rules, the length of the hook shank. So just behind the eye to the end of the shank, measure that up, switch hands, and we'll tie that in with a pinch loop, straight down, one more pinch loop, straight down. Then we'll wrap up the excess towards the lead till we get right where the lead started. Then we're going to snip that excess off. Make several more securing wraps, like so. Get that good and wrapped down snug. Now, you don't have to add flash, but I like to add a little bit of flash to mine, not a lot. So I go with about 3 strands of black crystal flash. We're going to tie those in. Just wrap those around your thread, bring it up, come down, place them right on top. You can put 2 to 3 on each side, but I just, a lot of times, just like I'm going to do now, is just right across the top. Seems to, I don't think the fish really care too much, so. Now, okay, we're going to snip those off, same length as our tail. Okay, next, we're going to tie in a piece of fine gold wire for a rib, and it's also going to secure down our hackle. I'll just show you after when we get to that step. So I'm going to tie that on my side of the hook, right on the side of the shank, back to where the tail starts. Several securing wraps, make sure it's in good and snug. Okay, so far we have our weight, our tail, our flash, and our rib. So next, our chenille. Of course, will be black. Okay, tie that in right behind the lid. Right back to the tail. Once again on the side of the shank towards me. We'll just let that hang out of the way. Secure it down with several snug wraps. Okay. Now we can wrap back to just behind the bead here. I like to throw in a half hitch. A couple half hitches. Okay. Okay, next I like to put a little drop of head cement along the shank for it, make it just add durability to the fly before I wrap my body on. Okay, now we'll take our chenille and we'll wrap it up to the eye of the hook. Make sure your wraps are good and snug, one right in front of the other. Work our way up to just behind the bead. Keep your wraps nice and close together here. One more should be fine. Now we're going to tie off to behind the chenille, and then we'll go a few securing tight wraps in front to lock it down, and then we can trim our excess like so. Now I like to a few more wraps there and throw in a half hitch. Okay, so our next step is to attach our hackle, which is a black saddle hackle for our hackle, and we're going to tie that in by the stem, not by the tip, and we want the concave side facing back, so this side facing back towards your tail, so that way when you wrap, your hackle flows back better. So we'll tie that in by the stem, 2 to 3 wraps, and then I like to fold the stem back, make a couple more wraps locking it in good. Then just snip away that little tag end of your hackle stem, throw in a half hitch. Okay, now next step is palming your hackle back. So we'll take our hackle. I like to make one wrap right behind the bead. As you can see, when we wrap this, you'll see how our hackles stay curved back because we tied it in that way. Okay, make several, keep working back, even spaced wraps towards the tail. Keep coming back. Now I'm going to grab my hackle pliers. I'm getting a little short here. Just bear with me. Okay, we'll make one more and one more wrap. Should be fine. Now, this is a little bit tricky part maybe you might find, is just take your wire, go right across the hackle stem. I like to make 2 wraps across for my first wrap just for security. Release our pliers. Now, when you wrap our lead wire up the shank, I wiggle it as I go, therefore trapping less of your hackle barbels on the way up. Just make even spaced wraps, but don't worry if you trap a few down, that's not going to bother the fish any. And work your way up until you get to the bead. Now we'll tie off our wire same way, a couple wraps, 2 to 3 wraps behind, and a couple wraps back to lock it in. And you can snip that with the back part of your scissors, but I just helicopter it off, or just twist it till it snips off. There we go. So next, stroke everything back and build up a nice little hit there behind the bead. I like to throw in a half hitch. And now get my whip finisher. Oops, almost forgot. Sorry about that. We can't forget our hackle stem in the back. You just reach back with your scissors, snip that down in close to the chenille, like so. Just snip it off, like right there. There we go. Okay, now I'll get my whip finisher here. We'll finish this guy off with a 4 to 5 turn whip finish. So bring in our whip finish tool. Shoot, sorry about that. I'm getting my camera all friggin' up on me here. Try to straighten this up here. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Now we'll do our whip finish. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Tie that down. Okay, snip off our access tag. And there we go. There's another black bead head woolly bugger. It's a very, very good fly. It's been around for years and years and years. And one good thing about it, it'll pretty much catch any fish that swims. The right place, right time. We'll put a little coat of head cement on there on our thread wraps. For security, just go around. That'll all soak in the threads and bind them down really good. Okay. So, that's my first fly tying tutorial for you. My first fly. I thought I would start it with a woolly bugger, but because it's not a lot of steps, it's a simple pattern. So I hope you enjoyed my tutorial and you might have learned something. Hopefully I didn't tie a little too fast for you, and I'll be back next week with another tutorial, Saturday or Sunday of next week. And if you have any comments or suggestions for flies you want me to tie for you, techniques, patterns, leave a comment below. And I really thank you for watching, so I hope to see you again. Signing out from Hugh's Fly Shop. So long, everyone.